We are live. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us again on our monthly The Glow. We're on number 19. That's insane. Like, we've been doing this for 19 months. Well, plus or minus some, because we did skip a few. But tonight we have something fun. We're going to talk about getting some summer sales. That's exciting stuff, right? Because everybody says that summer is so slow, but is it really? Is it really slow? I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's all in what you put into it and what you go into it with. You know, if you say that the J months are slow, then guess what? They're going to be slow. So we're going to share some stuff tonight to help you guys pick up the momentum this summer and get moving. So let's introduce our esteemed panel. We have Katie Farner. Yay. We have Jamie Sellens. Yay. Spirit fingers. We have Dawn Russ. Hi. And Christina Steinbrook. Hi. There. And she's got a blue cat behind her. That's pretty cute. Okay, so I think to really just kind of dive in, we've got all kinds of things that are happening this month for Scentsy consultants and for customers. We have the summer collection that's available to us. We have Bring Back My Bar that's available. And we're going to be talking a little bit about some of those things as well tonight to kind of boost your summer sales. So I think we're going to go ahead and start off with Katie. And the reason that we're going to start off with Katie is because she's going to talk about finding summer events and shows and potentially working your business on vacation. And I think that's pretty important because a lot of us are traveling right now. Katie and I are getting ready to go to Africa in a couple weeks, so that's cool. And then Jamie just said she's going to Portland, Oregon. So she's traveling, and so Katie's going to help us figure out what we should be doing while we're on vacation. So take it away, dear.
Thanks, Edie. Hello, everyone. Excited that you have joined us live or have invested in the time to watch the playback. It's always, so smart to invest time in learning from your peers. So we're glad that we can be with you and share our ideas with you. So I am talking about events. And, it's interesting. There's been a big shift in my business. And I would say over the last probably a year and a half, I've seen so many more events fill my calendar. And when I think about what I would attribute that to, I really would attribute it to referrals and working with other vendors. So I just want to say as a side note that if you decide to make something a priority, really focusing your energy on that and trying to change that, you will see a change. It might not be immediate. A lot of the things in this business, you have to get through a cycle, and it's typically about 90 days. Typically 90 days, you're going to wait to see the results of your efforts. So I just want to say, hang in there, because I hear often, I'm trying to find events and I can't find events. I'm trying to find events and I can't find events. I hear that so much. And I just want to encourage you to keep at it, because you will. I promise you that you will. So let's talk about my favorite places to find events. A lot of people think, oh, it's summertime, nothing's really going on. That's so far from the truth. I find events all year long. In fact, this Thursday, I am doing an event during the day. It's an all-day event. And let me tell you about this event, just so you can hear the randomness of it. So this event is actually a realtors event. It's called Summit something. It's for realtors and mortgage brokers. And it is in my fairly small town that I live in. And you want to know how I got this event? A referral from my customer. So you can find events that you never would anticipate finding if you are pursuing referrals. So let me just kind of explain to you what I do. So anytime that I am talking with a customer, networking with a customer, I make sure to consistently plant seeds about what I'm looking for. Like if I'm chit-chatting with somebody and doing follow-ups, I'll say, hey, by the way, in case you ever see events, in the community that you think I could set up a Scentsy table at, let me know. I reward referrals handsomely. Then maybe a couple times later, I would drop a plug about a referral for a customer. And then maybe a couple times later, I would drop a note about a referral for fundraisers. So I don't constantly hit them up like, hey, I'm looking for referrals for fundraisers and events and blah, 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 blah. It's just something that I'm consistently dropping little hints that I'm looking for these things and I reward these things. And it's a consistent pattern of reminding them of that and planting those seeds. And doing things like, I love to go live on Facebook and just say, like, I'll literally title it, I need your help. And when I'm at an event, I like to go live and just say, hey, I'm at an event. And if it was referred to me by someone, I say, my customer, Susie Q, sent me this event referral, and I reward referrals handsomely, and I'll like wink or whatever. So I'll say, I need your help. This is how I find events. And so referrals can be huge for you. Another way that I love to find events is through working with other direct selling professionals. I have one person from every company that's like my go-to person. Now, the first person I meet from that organization, that direct selling company, might not be the person who ends up being my go-to person, because I don't just want someone who is casually selling, just wants a discount, isn't really working their business. I want someone who's working their business and doing events. So it's a lucrative relationship, because I know that I'm going to be sending event leads her way and potential customers maybe her way. And I want that same reciprocation back. So I seek out experts in other fields. And so I have I would say probably my arsenal is pretty complete now. I would say I pretty much have one person from each company now. But I like to have one legit professional from each company. And when I'm doing an event, I will ask, what vendors do you have? Because I've got a lot of contacts and I'd be happy to help you fill your spots. They appreciate that too, the vendor coordinator, because they want to fill their spots. They're happy to tell me who they have. So if they don't have somebody that is one of my people, I will message them and say, hey, I have such and such event coming up. They don't have a whatever, and I thought you might want to do it. And that back and forth will always be rewarded. And if it gets to a place with someone where you're just constantly giving them stuff and they're not reciprocating that, then move on and find somebody else with that organization. But that has been such a lucrative move for me to have people from each company. Now, that does not mean that I'm constantly name dropping those other companies on my Facebook page or tagging them or repping for them. By no means is that what I do. You can go to my Facebook page and scroll for years and you're not going to see me talking about other direct selling professionals and other direct selling companies, because I don't want to create any confusion, any brand confusion. I want to be known as the Scentsy Girl. I don't want someone to scroll through and see that I'm hosting a party for such and such, and they don't read. They just see my name and that company, and I don't want any brand confusion there. So I like to keep things very clean. So my point is, this is literally a referral-based program with me and other direct sellers, and it has been very lucrative for me for finding events particularly. I also have gotten team members from it too, I will say. So other ways I like to find events. One of my favorite ways to find events for the summer is also through Facebook events section. A lot of people don't realize this, but your event section on Facebook is a powerful resource. When you start clicking through, you'll notice that there are events suggested for you based on things your friends are attending. And when you start like clicking and liking stuff and clicking that you're going to events, you'll get even more event suggestions, and you'll find that you can start clicking around and it just becomes this never-ending maze of possible events and you're in your community. And that is one of my favorite ways to find just these small little events that I love to do that are like $100 or less for a table. Gosh, I can't tell you how many times I'm doing little tables and it's $25, $50, or maybe even free, and you just have to donate a raffle prize. These are events like fundraisers for such and such as, organization, and, women's fashion shows, supporting this women's organization. There's so many little events like that in your community that you can find out through event referrals, working with other network marketers, and your event section on Facebook. Those are 3 of my favorite ways to find events. And I feel like this time of year, they're really, really strong and powerful ways. Other ways as well is being sure to go to local radio stations' websites and check there, because a lot of your local radio stations will have event calendars for upcoming events that they'll either be at or are going on in your community. Other ways that I find events are also just Googling. Like my favorite thing to Google is just Central Florida events, you know, so that produces a lot of leads for me as well. So off the cuff, because I didn't make any notes, those are just some of the main places that some of the main avenues that I find events. And then real quick to finish up talking about selling on vacation. The best thing you can do is be prepared. I actually went live on my team page today and kind of talked a little bit about this actually. And I think where a lot of people make mistakes is they don't plan ahead. So you really want to plan ahead when you're getting ready to go anywhere. You want to make sure that you've got product sheets and showcase brochures, one or the other, or both. Product sheets and showcase brochures are perfect for this kind of thing. You also want to make sure that you're locked and loaded. I say this all the time. Like, are you packing? Like, my husband gets a kick out of it when I say it. He thinks it's funny because he's a deputy sheriff, so he's always packing. But, you know, so I like to say, are you packing? Because I'm always packing. Like, I've always got my samples. So what are you sampling right now? Do you have samples of laundry? Do you have samples of, you know, Scentsy Fresh? Do you have samples of wax? What are you sampling? What are you packing? You've got to be carrying samples all the time. All the time. So make sure that you're prepared. You got your samples, whatever you want to sample. You've got your product sheets and your showcase brochures. Everything is labeled. Everything looks professional. You don't want something that's all like bent and folded up and messy. So whatever you're going to do, make sure that it's properly stowed away so it's going to hold up well while you travel, whether you're flying or going in the car or whatever. So get you really, or two more things. You ideally would probably want to bring mini testers if you can, even if you don't have the space and you can just bring like the transition tester set. So you've just got like your mini testers with the new spring and summer returning and new fragrances. So whether it's just a transition or a full set, I would definitely bring your mini testers. And then I would also bring drawing slips and order forms. So that's what I would make sure to bring with me as kind of like a travel necessities kit. Now, when you're traveling, whether you're seeing friends and family, network with them, you know, you've got to talk about what they're doing. And so of course, in return, you're going to talk about what you're up to, you know, whether you've got a full-time job as a teacher or you're staying home with your children or, you know, you're going to school or whatever. I know that you've got other things going on in your life, but those things aren't necessarily built on your networking skills. You know, if you're a teacher, your networking ability doesn't really affect your income. If you're, you know, going to school, your networking ability doesn't really affect your income. And if you're a full-time stay-at-home mom, your networking doesn't affect your income there either. So think about what is going to affect your Scentsy networking. What is going to affect your Scentsy business the most positively is your networking. So when you're connecting and catching up with these family members that you might be seeing or friends on your travels, make sure that you tell them what you do. And if they don't already know that you sell Scentsy, they've got to find out and share it with them. You know, hey, here's some fragrances I bought. Feel free to sniff them. Or here's some testers, you know, some samples that I brought. As you're traveling around too, you want to be sure that you're leaving a trail of Scentsy. So if you're like driving up there, anywhere you stop, make sure you're leaving little Scentsy kisses all along the way so somebody could find your little rabbit trail all the way wherever you're traveling to. You know, whether you're leaving a product sheet and a sample in the bathroom or spraying your room spray in the bathroom and leaving a little, you know, sample there or leaving a product sheet there. Every single waitress that you know, every restaurant you go to, giving stuff to your waitress. It's so easy to just be friendly and say, hey, it was nice to meet you today. Enjoy this free Scentsy sample. You're not saying, hey, it was nice to meet you today. Can you donate your kidney to me? I need a transplant. You know, like you're giving them a free sample. No one's going to be like, I hate you for giving me this free stuff. It's seriously not a big deal. If you have one of these, which I know you do, use it. It's a God-given gift to speak and be friendly and communicate. And we know how to do that. We just have to do it and stop putting ourselves in a box thinking we're being pushy or icky. Just be friendly. And when you're wrapping up that friendliness, say it was nice to meet you. Enjoy the Scentsy sample. And when you are giving away samples while you're on vacation, this is a huge opportunity for you to grow beyond your network in your town. You know, this is a big thing that I hear from a lot of people. So if you seize your opportunity while you're traveling, I know you're going to make some new connections outside of your network, and that's really going to be huge for your business. You never know what it might result in. It might result in a new team member, a long distance party where you mail mini testers, or you do a Facebook party with them, or it might even result in just, you know, a new customer. You never know what's going to come from it. Absolutely, it's worth you know, putting yourself out there and trying it. And when you're giving these samples away, remember, this is where your drawing slips come into play. If someone says to you, oh my gosh, I love Scentsy, my very first thing that I say is, oh, that's so great. So you must have a consultant that helps you with all of your Scentsy needs. And if I'm telling you, like 9 times out of 10, the answer is, no, I don't. And so if that's the answer, I say, oh my gosh, that's awful. So you've been abandoned. Let me get your information. I cannot let you be abandoned any longer. And that's when I whip out my drawing slip. I say, let me get your email. I'll make sure that you get my newsletter each month, and you will never be abandoned. And I get their email, their name, and then I'll say, you know, I often text personal specials and Scentsy specials. Let me get your cell phone. I've never had one person say, I don't want to give you my cell phone. They always give it up. If you say personal specials, they're going to be like, I want the specials. So that's how I gather information. Also, if I'm just giving a sample to someone and they're interested and they're, you know, I can tell that they're curious and they're interested, that's when I will also say, well, hey, let me get your info and we'll stay in touch. I'll make sure you get my newsletter each month. So even if they just show interest, I try to get their contact information. But if I give someone a sample and they're like, thanks, peace out, I'm not going to try to get their information. Or if I give someone a sample and they're like, yeah, I have a Scentsy consultant. Great. I'm glad you're buying Scentsy. That's great. Keep enjoying it. So when you are giving away these samples as you're traveling, when you are networking as you're traveling, make sure that you don't forget your drawing slips, because the follow-up is key here. You know, so many people say, well, I give out samples and get nothing in return. When you give something away and you don't collect any contact information back, you're leaving all of the control, all of the power to that person who might lose your sample, wash it in the washing machine. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. So keep the control of the situation and gather contact information as often as possible. So sorry I went kind of long, but that's what I would share with you guys for events and selling and sharing while you're on vacation.
That's awesome, Katie. First, I want to tell you that the tip that you gave about radio stations is pretty awesome, because I hadn't actually thought about that. We actually have a local station here called Channel X, and it's free advertising, and all the craft shows, all of the events, they're always announced on this channel. So yeah, absolutely. That was a great tip. And then when you talked about sprinkling, I actually took notes, Katie.
Thanks, Edie.
When you said sprinkle yourself, I do this so often and I love it, because I've gotten such random customers from dropping the kisses everywhere. And this is basically all I do, just to show you guys. I have a trifold that I created on Vistaprint. And so it talks about buying, joining, hosting. It has my story on the back. It talks about my team, different ways that you can have parties. So this is kind of like everything all in one, and it's nice and compact. So I'll take this, I will staple a scent circle to it with my business card on top, and that's my little kiss that I will leave on the toilet roll holder of the bathroom, on the sink, in the restaurant, with the billfold, all kinds of things. So am I the only one echoing?
You don't sound echoey to me.
Okay, I'm echoing to myself.
It's echoing.
Another tip to add to yours, Kimberly Polito does this, and I think it's brilliant. She has her drawing slip on her, like you do, and she will say, God, that echoing is driving me crazy.
It is echoing, Edie.
I don't know how to fix it. Hold on.
I just noticed your little sloth behind your head. It's so cute.
Okay. Is that better? No.
What's weird is it's not echoey to me.
Really?
I don't know why.
Can
Yeah.
if you mute everyone but you shouldn't have an echo.
I'll mute myself real.
But I don't want to mute everybody.
Mute me.
Okay, so anyway, what she does is actually, I'm not echoing anymore. I'm not funny. Huh, Katie? It was your fault. She will have the drawing slip, she'll hand it to them, and she'll say, when you have a moment, fill this out, take a picture of it, and text it to me. So 2 things are happening. 1, she's getting the drawing slip and their information, and 2, she's getting their phone number in her phone. And she usually just tells them the same kind of thing. I do a monthly drawing, and, if you fill out the slip and send it to me via text, I'll enter you into the drawing. So that's just another way to add to what Katie was saying. Okay, so moving along, let's go over to Christina, which kind of goes along with events and shows and selling your stuff and doing vacations, but she's going to sell non-wax items and do borrow bins and party themes and that sort of thing. So Christina, why don't you share with us your thoughts on that?
Hi. So summer for me is all about the non-wax, because here's what's going on in the summer. People aren't home ever. I know I'm never home. I know that even just personally for us, our wax probably gets changed half the amount of times as it does during the colder months when you're home. Just Midwest. I don't know if that's a thing all over the place, but I know around here, my wax sales drop off a little bit. Not for lack of trying and not because people don't love their Scentsy, but people are just not home. So they're not changing their waxes often. They forget about it. They still, of course, want their homes to smell good, but they just aren't changing it as much. But what they are doing more in the summer is cleaning and doing laundry, because they are so crazy busy with life and they're getting dirty and messy and nasty, and their cars are getting gross, and they're spending pretty much all day in their cars probably. So what I focus on in early spring and summer is our non-wax products. I focus on making your car smell good. Fabric freshener, Scentsy Fresh is seriously been awesome for me lately. People love having their stuff smell good when they're spending a lot of time in it. And for cars, we've got so many awesome options. We've got the Scentsy Fresh. We've got counter clean to wash the car down inside. I know we use counter clean exclusively inside our car because it just makes everything shiny and look brand new, and we have leather seats and it just makes them look awesome. So we are huge on the counter clean when we're cleaning our car in the spring and summer, and it makes it smell good for like a week because we wiped every surface down with it. And then we use new car bars constantly. I also store all of our blankets and things. So everything that we've gotten pulled out for the winter, like blankets, I shove a dryer disc or a scent pack inside the blanket when I fold it up and store it. So if you walk into our house and open any closets, you're going to smell Scentsy, because everything that's in there to store has dryer discs, scent packs, things like that in there. So I'm able to sell a lot of those products to my customers because people want to scent their life even when they're not scenting their homes. So making sure that they understand that we have other products. One way I get my customers to try these products initially is I have what I call borrow bins. Some people do these with warmers and wax and stuff, but I took warmers and wax completely out of the equation because most of the people borrowing these, number one, already have a warmer or wax. And I'm not offended by if somebody doesn't have a warmer and wax, them falling in love with our other products before they try a warmer wax. I'm not worried about it. So my borrow bins have full-size products in them. A lot of people are worried about that. They don't think they're going to get it back, but I've always gotten it back. And also I only let them borrow it for 2 days, and I drop it off at their house, and then I will show up and pick it up. So they can't not give it back to me. I'm going to be at your house to come get it. So I'll be really awkward and I'm going to come over and get it. But I have full-size products of our laundry line and clean line. Let them use it for 3 days, as many times as they want, and then I'm going to come back and grab it. They don't have to order, but they always do, because I've never had anyone use our laundry and clean lines and not fallen in love with them. So I do that with people who just aren't familiar with those. And then the nice thing is they continue to order all summer, their laundry stuff, their especially their laundry, their counter cleaner, their Scentsy Fresh, car bars, room sprays, like crazy all summer. I don't sell a lot of wax and warmers in the summer, which is exactly why I had to start thinking of ways to get people to be interested in everything else we offer, because thank goodness we do, right? I mean, when I first started, we had what? Buddies, wax, warmers, like a couple other things, on the go things, but we didn't have the laundry, we didn't have the clean. And it's so awesome having these extra tools for making our summer sales huge. Your laundry customers should honestly be buying laundry once a month, once every 2 months. So make sure you're following up with your laundry people and your counter clean people, maybe even more than ever followed up with your wax and warmers people, because they're using that stuff way more. I know people who change their wax once a week, but they wipe their counters down 4 times a day. Like, you're going to want to make sure that you're following up with those people way faster, because again, if they run out, if they love it enough, they're going to call you for more. But sometimes when they're busy in the summer, they forget to let you know they need some, and they're just going to stop at Walmart and grab whatever they can grab. So follow up is huge for you. It takes the burden of having to remember to order things off your customers, but then also remind them that, especially if they do laundry, they can sign up for auto shipments or VIP. Same thing with counter cleaner. I know I personally have all my stuff set up for auto ships because I forget things. So I do. And then I've got a few customers that theirs is auto shipped with mine every month because I know they buy it every month. I've got lots of customers signed up for auto ship of laundry because they won't use anything else. I swear our stuff gets everything cleaner. You've not go use it. If you're a consultant and you haven't used our laundry, buy it right this second. Get off of the Glow and go buy our laundry stuff. It's ridiculous and awesome. Another thing I do for summer, because you just kind of have to think out of the box once in a while, to really get people paying attention to you, because like I said, we are distracted in the summer. We are gone. We're on vacation. We sports, and all kinds of crazy things. We're going everywhere. I love alternative kinds of parties. So for theme parties, we do barbecues, like backyard barbecues. Most summer parties for me are co-ed. Like, they're just not going to be as, I don't know, you got the whole family home, you got people doing all kinds of stuff. We love barbecues, patio parties. Every so often you'll get people interested in like a girls' night out. But finding creative ways to have parties in the summer is going to help you. And then again, I typically will focus on diffusers and stuff. I don't know what it is about diffusers with the water and the oils. People typically will gravitate towards that in the summer versus something that puts off any heat, because they're in their house, they don't want to put off heat. I don't find our warmers to get that hot, but for some reason, a lot of my customers have that psychological, it's hot in here, turning off the warmers. Why would I want to warm something if it's already warm? But the diffusers have a nice cool mist. And I feel like I have more oil orders and things like that in the summer than I do wax orders. So focusing on diffusers, and then focusing on the cleaning stuff is what I like to do in the summer. Another thing I like to do in the summer is texting parties. So I will just basically text a few of my customers and I'll be like, hey, this is a texting party, tag you're it, whatever. And I'll be like, go find 8 friends who need some Scentsy and text them back with their orders, and you'll get, $20 and free and 2 half price. What's up? So being able to do really quick parties like that, where you're really not it's not a basket party, it's not a home party, but people can easily just text you their order really quick and they get some rewards. It seems to work, especially with groups of people who are very familiar with Scentsy. They already know what they want. I have some customers who have parties a few times a year, so I already know their friends are running low on stuff. So sometimes I'll be like, hey, Jill, can you text? I'll give her a list of her friends that were at her last party. Like, see if they need any Scentsy. Let me know what they say, and I'll hook you up with some rewards. Super easy, fast, non-home, non-basket, no overhead kind of parties. So I love doing texting parties. My customers like doing them because they don't feel like they're on the spot. They're like, oh yeah, totally. And then just text their friends and see what they need. So finding just different ways to do parties that are way lightweight, super fun, and can help people when it comes to the summer distraction. But like I said, focusing on non-wax products works for me really well. Those people will buy that stuff all year round, but I can get them hooked on it in the summer. So that's me. Hi.
I'm not as quick on the draw of unmuting. Sorry. You have to give me like the 5-second warning.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Right. Loved about your borrow bins, like my head was going at that point because I was like, okay, well, I've always done basket parties, and to me, like themed bin parties, like these borrow bins are awesome. I mean, like to just do a laundry one, or to just do, you know, like maybe a spring cleaning one, or, you know, something like that.
Yeah, and I always tell
I thought that was pretty
their
cool.
friends use it too. Like I let them have it for about 3 days because honestly, I just don't want all that full product out for too long. So about 3 days, but I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
anybody, let them try it. Like, I don't care who uses it. I don't care if they take it out to their car and wipe down their car. Like, I don't care how much of this product you use in 3 days. Just, we got 3 days. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you limit it like that, they're bound to give it a shot quicker than if you say, okay, I'm going to give it a week, give you a week with it, and then all of a sudden they forgot about it and they never try it, and you go to pick it up and they're like, oh man, I never had a chance to try it. Well, that's because I gave you too long.
And I always take it to their house too, so it doesn't end up in their car and then never.
Yeah.
Like, I go to their house with it, and that gives me the chance to also explain some of the products if they're not sure about it. Even show them how some of them work if I'm there, but that way they don't come pick it up, leave it in their car, never use it, etc. So I make it right into their house where they're going to use it. So
yeah, that's awesome. Great tips, Christina. Thank you. I think that kind of goes into what Jamie's going to talk about. So, and the reason that I say that is because, like the borrow bins being themed, if I were to have a spring cleaning one, that happened to be what my June thing was that Jamie's going to talk about. So, Jamie, I'm just going to let you go ahead and talk about it. I'm really excited about this program that I've created in my own business. It is individual, right? And so I'm really excited about being able to provide this to my customers too. So go ahead and let us know what we're doing.
Absolutely. So I am going to be talking about subscription boxes. So these are like all the rage right now. I actually posted on my Facebook wall today, and it was kind of a 2-part tricky post. Well, tricky on my part. It wasn't tricky to my customers or my friends. I simply said, hey, what subscription boxes are you subscribed to? What are they? And why do you like them? Now, honestly, I wanted to know that. And I really think I'm going to subscribe to 1 or 2 of them after hearing these people talk about them. But more than anything, I wanted to know who on my Facebook friends was doing subscription boxes, because those are the first people that I want to send a private message to about these subscription boxes. Okay, so first of all, what is a subscription box? For those of you who don't know what it is, there's several ways that you can set it up. You can set it up monthly, you can set it up quarterly, you know, that's up to you. Before I go too deep into this, I want to reiterate what Edie said. This is done personally. This has nothing to do with corporate. It is your decisions, which makes it all the more beautiful because you get to set your rules. You get to decide how you want this to be done. So mine, I only have 1 price point. Some of the people that are doing these are choosing different price points and allowing their customers to do that. For me, I want everything as simple as possible. So my boxes are priced at $20, and the first month I did not charge shipping, and I was definitely in the hole. So after that, my boxes were $20, and I add in $5 shipping, and I'll talk more about shipping in just a minute. So just throw out a teaser post on Facebook. Now, here's what's really, really important. It simply must be that, just a teaser post to get them interested, get them to like it, get them to comment on it, or send you a private message. Because all interaction about these subscription boxes should be done in private messages, because essentially they are a personal special, and you guys know it's out of compliance to offer a personal special on an online forum like Facebook. So what you're going to want to do is send those teasers out. You know, who's subscribing to subscription boxes? Or if I did a subscription box, who would be interested, just something like that. You just cannot tell what's going to be in it. You can't give price points. You can't do any of that sort of stuff on your wall. That all needs to be done in private message. So I just whipped up something on a Word document, basically outlining how I do my subscription boxes. And that is what I send to people in a private message. Now, like I said, many, many ways that you can do these. Mine are $20 with $5 shipping. And how I do mine, I don't want to be responsible for, number one, keeping customers' credit card numbers on hand. And I don't want to have to deal with people stepping out for a month or unsubscribing for a month, or charging their card when they weren't ready for it to be charged. So what I do is, from my list of subscribers, I send out invoices on the 10th of the month. And then if they haven't paid, I send them a reminder on the 15th of the month. And then I tell them that the 20th is the deadline. They absolutely must pay by the 20th, or they're not going to get that month's subscription. So that allows me to not have to deal with, like I said, charging people's cards when they weren't prepared for it. I know corporations do that, but I'm not prepared to do that. So it's totally on the customer. They must pay by the deadline if they want the box that month. Now, people say, what are in these boxes? That's the beauty of it. Whatever you want to be in the boxes. Now, personally, my goal is for my subscription customers to be trying product that they're not using a lot of. I mean, let's face it, most of our customers are wax and warmer customers. So this past month, I made sure that they got a counter clean. I haven't sold very much of the counter clean, so I wanted to get it in the hands of my customers. So last month, my $20 subscription box was a counter clean. It was a bar of the scent of the month, and that's the only promise that I've made to my customers, is that they will always get a bar of the scent of the month in their subscription box. And then I also included a room spray. So they were getting more than $20 worth of product for the $20. Now, how can I do that? Number one, I'm already getting those scent of the month bars because I subscribe to the scent of the month subscription through corporate. So I already have those on hand. So I already paid that. Really, I don't have to worry about that expense coming out. It's already there. I personally used room sprays that I had on hand, and then I used a combine and save deal to get my counter cleans. So that's how I afforded to do that. Now, I think the most important part of a subscription box is the packaging. People want beautiful things. And if you were just to get an envelope in the mail and just some products thrown in there, oh great, I got some products. But if you make it cute, it makes a huge, huge difference. So what I did is I got the cheapest boxes I could find because I'm a bargain shopper. You guys know that about me by now. I'm going to get the cheapest that I can find. But then what I did is I went to Hobby Lobby and got a pad of scrapbooking paper, and I measured out the top flaps of the box, the top 4 flaps of the box, and the entire bottom of the box. And I cut scrapbook paper those sizes, and I glued it to the flaps at the top and just laid it in the bottom of the box. So I took this cheapy box and made it look elegant. Then I laid out a piece of folded tissue paper, put in the products I wanted to put, and I put some little goodies that I just picked up at the dollar section at Target, just some little fun goodies. I also put in a coupon that I created using Canva. And let me just say, I just discovered Canva like 2 weeks ago. I know, where have I been? But it's freaking amazing. I'm like over the moon excited with Canva. So I created a coupon on there that said, do you love your, I was calling mine the whiff box, but I've changed it. I'll tell you why in a second. Do you love your whiff box? If you do, tell your friends. For every friend that you refer to me, you'll get $5 off your next month's subscription. Limit 1 per month. So let's say this month I get 3 referrals for Marcy. For the next 3 months, she will get $5 off is what I'm going to do for her. Okay, so a lot of people are calling them the whiff box, but to me it sounded a little vulgar. and I didn't know what else to call it. So I stuck with it for the first month. But I am now calling mine Scented Surprises, because that's really what it is. It's a surprise box. It's a surprise box of goodies. So mine is called Scented Surprises. I also considered Scented Subscription. So just do whatever sounds cute to you. Now, the purpose, like I said, is to get your customers trying new product. I honestly will probably never make money on these subscriptions. It's going to help my numbers, which helps incentive points and all that good stuff. My goal with a subscription box is to get people talking about a new product and telling all their friends. And let me tell you, it works. One of my downline did her first subscription box this month. She sent out Counter Clean in hers as well. She had one customer that went on Facebook and was just giving a glowing review of Counter Clean and got 9 orders for more Counter Clean from that. So that right there proved that the subscription box worked for her, and it turned to be profitable even if she didn't make profit on the exact subscription box. On mine, I only sent out 3 last month. It was my very first month, but I've already gotten return orders from 2 of those customers. One of the customers ordered another bottle of Counter Clean. The other customer fell in love with Huckleberry Clementine, the bar that I put in there. She ordered a 6-pack of it and also a room spray in Huckleberry Clementine. Otherwise, she would have never had that bar in her hand. She might have had a scratch and sniff sticker or a little bitty sample, but let's face it, a full bar is worth so much more to the nose. So she fell in love with it. Okay, so let's talk about how you get this to your customers. Local customers, easy breezy, package it up cute, and you make the delivery. But I have decided that my time is sometimes worth a lot more by shipping it than driving all over. I live kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so it's going to take me 30 miles minimum to go back and forth to deliver something to someone. So I just don't like to do deliveries anymore. If I can ship it at all possible, I do. Now, if I can get a lot of subscriptions in one town, I might do that and deliver them all in one day. What I found is padded flat rate envelopes from U.S. Postal Service. Now, here's the deal, guys. Flat rate, for those of you who don't know, whatever you can cram in those suckers, it's the set price. It doesn't matter the weight. Now, you can get most of the packaging materials at your post office, except for the padded envelopes. And they're my favorite, favorite, favorite. Let me grab one real quick so I can show you how big it is, because it's big. It's right there. Okay. So, I mean, it's a big, like, regular size padded envelope. You can cram a lot of stuff in there. But like I said, I want my stuff looking cutesy. I want it appearing to them to be boutique quality items. So I have found, thanks to Miss Edie's help, that if you order boxes that are 9 by 6 by 3, they fit inside here. Remember, it doesn't matter what's inside here. If it fits, it ships. That's what they say. So if you get a box that's 9 by 6 by 3, decorate it up all cutesy, boutique-like, then slide it right in here, seal it up, it's going to ship. I think this baby's like right around $7. So I'm charging them $5 for shipping. It's really costing me $7, but that extra $2 is just a little write-off. So that is the best way that I have found to ship them. I did not do this last month. My boxes were a little too big, and it cost well over that amount to ship them. I was definitely in the hole last month. But like I said, I've already gotten 2 orders. There's a lot of buzz about my subscription boxes among my customers on social media. I'm excited to see what this month brings. And I'm just excited about this anyway. I love gift wrapping. I love making things cute. And more than anything, I love getting new products into the hands of my customers and getting them addicted to new things in the Scentsy world. So I'm loving it. If you have any other questions about it, feel free to ask me. I'm happy to help. There are quite a few of us doing this. So just don't hesitate to ask. The main thing is gauge interest, within compliance, and then go from there.
Was that your countdown?
Yeah, whatever.
I'm going to add to that because I absolutely am loving doing the subscription boxes, but I want you all to know that I am not as crafty as Jamie, and I still have the ability to make a good looking box. So if I can do it, anybody can do this. But I did kind of the same thing, except I didn't do the scent of the month. I have a different thing for that. The theme was spring cleaning. And so I sent Counter Clean. I took a sponge and put it in a plastic Ziploc bag, and I soaked the sponge with our kitchen soap first. And so they're actually going to be able to get to use a sample of the kitchen soap. I added room spray. I added a bottle of bubbles just because it was nice for spring. I thought it was fun. So you can like add little things like that from the dollar store or whatever and just kind of make it your own. But you know, I don't know the products that I'm getting, and I'm not sure if I totally agree with what Jamie is saying in regards to not doing it for the money. Most of the products that I got in there, I got for half price or free. So, I mean, technically I'm kind of making money on it, but the biggest thing is to, like she said, to get reorders, for people to have things in their hands that they've never tried before and that they're going to want to order again. So that's the main reason for subscription boxes. Any subscription box for any company, that's their goal, right? For you to get things in your hands that you've never tried before. Hence this lipstick, because this came from Fit Fad Fun, and I would never have used this lipstick if it hadn't been for that box. So there you go. Okay, so now Dawn is going to talk about creating samples, and if you guys don't know Dawn, you know Dawn from her felt. If you've ever heard of felt samples, it's because of Dawn. So she's going to share that information with you, and we're going to incorporate Bring Back My Bar in that, and then I'm going to kind of wrap up a little bit with it after we're getting kind of close to our hour. So I'll talk quick. All right, go ahead, Dawn.
Okay, I am unmuted, I believe. Okay, so I wanted to add something to Jamie's flat rate. If it fits, it ships. Like, you can call, but the post office will give you the number. Call and orders a giant box of those every month. We go through those things like freaking mad. They're free. The post office brings them.
I totally meant to say that. I go online and order them, and they ship them to my house for free.
Well, maybe he's doing it online now, but at one point there was a phone number on the box and a code number so that you get like the padded flat rate envelope. If you ship it through, it might be $6.65, depending upon whether you print the label online. There's different, yeah, right there. Bam, thank you, Jamie. I'm
here to help.
You are the bomb. But another thing that I wanted to bring up on Christina talking about the counter clean and things like that, I think it would be a real good idea for those of you who sell that, sample that, whatnot, is to make some sort of a postcard size thing with the available fragrances and make them 3. One for inside the kitchen drawer. Like if you guys came to my house and you went in my laundry room and you opened the cupboard, there's all these like super secret notes to myself inside there telling me this, you know, get a hold of Christina Stainbrook to get more of, you know, whatever. For the kitchen soap that you wash the dishes with, you know, have them put that on the inside of the cupboard under the sink. Bathroom for their counter cleaner, you know, have them, if they have 3 of these throughout their house, they're going to have a very visual reminder every time they open that cupboard. But it's not like hokey like on the refrigerator. It's like kind of like their little note to themselves. But I am a big fan of that. Someday I will give you guys the Facebook Live tour of Dawn's special notes to herself inside her cupboards. It is quite eye-opening. But that's just something that can give your customer your contact information, because they're going to, once the bottle's empty, they're going to put that in the recycle without even like, they're like, oh man, you know, what was the name of that stuff? Or what was that fragrance that I ran out of last week? So you can even make a little place where they can jot down their favorite fragrances, like Honeymoon Hideaway or, you know, whatnot, for the different products. So maybe you make 3 spaces that they can write that in. Oh, I gotta tell you, cats drive me crazy, but I love them. All right, so back to the felt dipped samples. Felt, flat, doesn't weigh anything, doesn't cost any extra postage, and it won't melt. Most of us right now are in a state that has a hot month. You would be hard pressed to get a regular sample molded or a chunk. To get it through the mail, you're going to have to pay a little bit of extra because it won't fit through that slot. But also, it's going to ride around on a pretty hot day inside the Postal Service delivery truck. Either, you know, when they're delivering it to your customer's route, and then they're going to open up a hot box at the end of the driveway and stick that sample in there. So the felt is self-absorbent and will not mess up and cause a little, like in your Ziploc baggie, the corner won't be filled with wax. It'll stay pretty much intact, and you can get a scent throw from that. So that is one way that you can still keep in touch with your customers throughout these hot months without having to worry about them getting something in the mail that has already been warmed for 24 hours as it was making its way or more through the Postal Service. The Bring Back My Bars are this month, and a lot of people like to make samples of the bringbacks, but you have to watch or you will have scent transfer. So I made a video on my YouTube channel, and it's under a playlist called Felt Dipped Sample Playlist. And it talks about reducing scent transfer. Now, I was just at Packatans today. It's a local craft store that we have. And I bought these little square foil things. You can get them in all pretty colors. I bought silver, but I also have red ones. But what you do is you take your felt dipped Bring Back My Bar sample. So maybe you only want to send out 10 instead of the whole bunch of them from the flyer. I mean, you know, pick the ones specifically for the customers that you know like those types of scents. But you can dip your felt when it firms up, put it inside this little piece of foil. It's like a nice foil. It's not like foil from the bottom drawer of the kitchen. Fold it over and slip that down inside your mini zip bag. Because what that's going to do is that's going to keep that scent from intermingling with the other scents. And when you open the mini zip, you could actually go like this and make this little puffer of scent from that particular sample. So that's a way that you can do all of your bringbacks. I mean, think of the amount of bringback sampler testers that you could make out of felt, not having any of them melt, it not costing you a fortune to mail, and better yet, they don't all show up at her house smelling like fruit salad with Route 66 mixed in with it. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you could really do that. So check out my YouTube channel and check out the playlist for felt. If you don't know about felt, definitely check out the playlist because I pretty much tell you every which way how to go about doing that. And then watch the video for avoiding scent transfer with the Bring Back My Bars. Okay, we got this great summer collection that just was released to us. It was so exciting. Like, I couldn't hardly stand it. On June 1st, I knew we could order the bringbacks, and I knew we could order the beautiful new Revere warmer, which a lot of customers love because of 4th of July coming. So I hung on just a little bit of time before I clicked submit, and then this wonderful summer collection was released. And there's a new scent in there called Coastal Strawberry. Well, let me tell you, I cannot wait to get that scent. So I ordered on June 1st. It is not here yet. It is only June 5th, and most of that was the weekend, so it doesn't count for UPS. UPS doesn't do that on weekends. So I am going to be sending out a round of those samples. My locals will get them here. My out-of-towners will get them on felt, and they'll be able to smell that new scent. Another thing that is coming out, as tying back to what Christine said, were the washer whiffs and the cleaning products. Okay, there's new washer whiffs coming in this summer collection, and that is Go-Go Mango. I cannot wait to try that. I mean, I have never been so excited about laundry. I keep looking. Oh, you do not. Oh, aren't you special? Is it fabulous? See, that was before my time. Oh, you're killing me, Jamie. I cannot wait.
It wasn't before your time. It's never been available in the US. This is from New Zealand, baby.
Oh my goodness, you're kidding me.
Not kidding you.
Yeah, I have a Go-Go Mango bar and a Go-Go Mango scent pack, and I love them.
Well,
Sorting them.
I have 3 girls in New Zealand, so I'm going to be like on my Facebook group in about 5 seconds after this call ends, and I'm going to be like, yoo-hoo! But anyway, I cannot wait to get that. That should be coming in my washer whiffs in the next day or two. And I also got Wink and a Smile. I know we had that bar before, but I've got to have it in laundry. And then, of course, Jet Set and Jet Set Go is coming back in the laundry bundle as well, in only the limited summer collection. So if you guys are into washer whiffs and laundry stuff, you got to jump on that now, because that is very, very limited. Wash your stuff, find what you like, and then hoard it like I do. Because I love laundry stuff. I love to clean, and I love laundry. So, okay, so we went over the Bring Back My Bar testers so you don't get scent transfer. We talked about doing a Coastal Strawberry thing with the new bar that's coming out. We talked about felt. You can either do the strips or you can do shapes. And if you don't know exactly everything about that, just watch my playlist, and that should help you. I have notes here about putting, oh, these are the Christina Stainbrook. She's great at making postcards. Just putting little bits of information, like a postcard size thing, inside, telling people to put it inside their cabinet, because they will. They'll tape it in there, and they will have it for the next 10 years. Because that's something that they're opening, and, you know, make them a little place where they can write down their favorite scents so that it's more interactive and engaging for them. And I bet you'll get a lot of orders if it's right there in front of them. There you have it. If anybody has anything to add, I am going to do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 Edie countdown.
Yay! Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have to do a little pre-rec because Lucy over here, I think we have an animal outside, so she's been going a bit spastic, which is why I keep going off screen, because I have to yell at her for barking so loud. Ben's already in bed, and she is just freaking out, so she may start again. That's why I'm holding her, to kind of calm her down.
My cat knocked the something off on my bookkeeper's desk, so
Yeah.
flash.
All right, so we're at the top of the hour. I wanted to add one thing that I thought would be valuable for those that have been with Scentsy for, you know, at least a season or two. One of the things with Bring Back My Bar that you have the ability to do is to go back through your workstation and do a search for people that have ordered any of the bars that are in the Bring Back My Bar. So I basically, hang on a second here. Let me make sure my screen is right. I basically just go into the workstation, go under orders, and in the search field at the top, you can type in banana nut bread, which is one of our Bring Back My Bars. You can type in My Wish, which is my all-time favorite. Sent, by the way, if you ever wanted to send me a present, you can buy some My Wish this month and, you know, send it my way. But I'm going to probably buy it out of stock. But type in My Wish, and all of the people that have ever purchased My Wish from me before are going to come up into the list. Now, what do you do with that list? You follow up with them, you message them. So at the very beginning of the month, actually at the end of last month, when we found out, you know, what was going to be coming back, we had already gotten that list. I went back and I sent emails saying, hey, banana nut bread is making an appearance in June. I noticed that you had bought it before. Maybe you're going to want to stock up. How many would you like me to get? So I made sure to go through each person that ordered from the Bring Back My Bar list before, and I sent them an email, and I've gotten quite a few orders from that because you all, if you're new, you probably haven't experienced this yet, but we've all experienced that customer that gets so upset because one of their bars has been discontinued. My fig, is that what it's called? No, yes. Is that what it's called? My fig? No, I can't bring something fig. Anyway, midnight fig, that's what it is. That was one that was really, really popular up here. It was either some people loved it or they hated it, and a lot of people didn't like it, but a lot of people up here really liked it. And when it went away, I had to like scrounge from other consultants to see if anybody had any left so that I could get it for them. So you are darn tootin', I sent them emails all saying, hey, guess what? It's back on the Bring Back My Bar list. You better go and stock up. How many do you want me to get? So, and then it was an opportunity for me to say, you know what? If you buy one, it's $5. You buy three, it's $14. You save $1. If you buy five, you can get one for free. So you get 6 for $25. So it's an opportunity for you guys to sell, and it's a huge hot lead list, right? Because they've already purchased those before. So that's to go along with what Dawn was talking about in regards to sampling them and getting samples under your customers' noses. The other thing that I kind of wanted to touch base on really quick, and we are running out of time, I don't like to keep people past the hour, but is emailing and texting campaigns. I actually just finished one that went out at 9 o'clock, and I used MailChimp.com. It's a free service that you can use up to like 2,000 contacts, and I think you have like maybe 10 emails that you can send out a month. I don't do that. I usually do maybe once a month. And the campaign was based around the fact that I'm leaving for Africa. So I wanted to give them obviously get it in an email. And basically it's thing for your special gift for me. Really hoping in Africa with nothing.
I think we lost you, Edie. Maybe it's just me.
I thought maybe it was just me too, but Edie's like very tinny and we're not really hearing many of her words.
However, learn years that I will test. So
We'll give her a second, see if she can get back on good.
Concept, right?
Edie, babe, we've lost you.
Doesn't look. videos.
Edie turned into a robot.
No.
Does somebody else just want to wrap things up then?
We can
Is that nice? But I don't know what happened.
Oh, you're back.
I'm back.
Yes.
Okay. It's a bit delayed, but that's okay. So what did you guys hear up to? I don't want to repeat everything if it's already
You had
something they heard.
just done an email campaign about you going to Africa.
Okay. So that was something that I decided to do to help build some sales while I was gone, because when you're on vacation, right, it's hard to get sales when you're on vacation unless you're actually doing a party while you're there, or doing some of the things that Katie talked to us about today. I'm one that I love to front load my calendar so that I have all the parties and all the orders before I even leave. So that's kind of what that email campaign was about. And you can do the same things with texting, you know, get something together, tell them about the summer collection, or if you're in region 3, it's the adventure collection. Excuse me, talk about that with them. Maybe send out a little contest. When you're doing stuff through texting or through emailing, anything that you could do as a personal special is okay. You can't post stuff like this on public profiles. So why not utilize your texting and your email if you're wanting to do some kind of a personal special, right? That's the best way to do it. So use email campaigns such as MailChimp. I know there's Constant Contact, there's Mad Mimi. We can even email from our workstations. And when you send out a campaign like that, it individually sends out to each person as though you were sending it one-to-one. So it doesn't show all of these other people on the email. Same with texting. So there's an app called Hit 'em Up, and you can set it up so that all of your, stop, shh, it's okay. I don't even think there's anything out there. Shh, come here. I don't know what you're scared of. So Hit 'em Up, basically you put in your phone numbers and you can send out a mass text, but it goes to them individually. So it's not like this group text that everybody gets a notification of every time somebody responds to. So that's a kind of cool tool that you can utilize as well. So I didn't really have a lot to share tonight, you guys. I think we had amazing tips and things from everybody here. Dawn, what would you like to add? Hold on. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay, I believe that Hit 'em Up was for Apple, right? And there's a version of that similar for Android, but I don't know the name of it.
Yes, Hit 'em Up is Apple as far as I know. And Android, I do not know what the name of it is, but I'm sure if you did a search for Android campaign text, basically is what you're searching for. There's probably a bunch out there.
So there's something for pretty much everybody. So
yeah,
if you find Hit 'em Up and they don't have an Apple, do not be discouraged. There's something else. I know there is. I just can't remember the name of it.
Yeah,
So
no, I agree with you. I don't know what it is either. But they're great. And the reason that those types of apps or emailing providers like MailChimp are so great is because when they send the email or the text out, it's a one-to-one communication. So it doesn't look like a mass text, and you can personalize it so that it makes them feel like you want to talk to them specifically. You know, how many times do you get added to a group messenger, and every time somebody responds or answers or asks a question, you get a notification and you had nothing to do with that conversation. So that's why like Hit 'em Up is so great, because it's a one-to-one communication. So anybody have anything that they want to add before we end this out? We're 10 past. We still got a bunch of viewers watching. They're hanging on for dear life. Thank you guys for supporting us and watching us. We really appreciate that you guys encourage us to do this every month. And the funny thing is, and this is kind of a behind the scenes insight, every month, I think we kind of go through that, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, or, you know, I'm not sure that I can get the time to do it tonight, or something's come up or whatever, but we always seem to put that aside. And as soon as 9 o'clock Eastern time rolls around, everybody's like, okay, let's do this. So it's kind of a joy that comes to us every month because of the support and the, not the, trying to think of the right word, the support that you guys are giving us by viewing this and commenting and sending private messages to tell us that, you know, what we shared tonight was of value to you, or whatever the reason may have hit you for that particular episode. But we're very grateful for all of you guys, and obviously we wouldn't be doing this without you. So thanks everybody, and I hope you have an amazing June. We're set to rock some summer incentives and some summer sales, and I hope you get out there and book some parties and some events, and send out some borrow bins, and do all kinds of fun stuff. Actually, probably make your own subscription box. So have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you next month. Do we have a date for next month?
Let me look. July. Oh, will be July 3rd. I will not be in town.
Yeah, that one's a holiday weekend, so we may not be doing it. So we may be skipping July, guys. So we'll have to talk about it and see who.
Trips.
Yeah, we'll see who's around. If there is any, if there's anybody still around, we might still have one and just kind of have maybe a mosh of talking, and not necessarily maybe we'll just do the fireside chat and just kind of chat about anything for whoever's here. All right, guys, we'll see you next month if we're here. If not, we'll see you in August. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.